What's going on, guys? It's Bash here, King of Jank, and I'm bringing you my Friday night local deck list. This is gonna be the deck list that I'm playing on my Friday night locals. I want to start a little series where I take kind of like just kind of random decks, show up to locals, see how I do, strengths, weaknesses of the decks, such like that. Um, which I'll be making a second video for on should be up on Wednesday. Anyways, so let's hop straight into this. So it looks like we have three volcanic shells. Fantastic for the deck. If it's in the graveyard, I can pay 500 life points and add one to my hand from my deck. Awesome card. I, of course, got the 2/4 centuries. Look for the last one. If you got one, hit me up. Then we have two volcanic rimfires. This card is insanely good. Like, do not sleep on this card. When this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish it. You can send one, I believe it's volcanic, yeah, volcanic, from your deck to the graveyard. Or you can banish a face up blaze accelerator or a blaze accelerator in your graveyard to set a blaze accelerator from the deck, spell trap, face up. This is fantastic for the deck because it allows you to do a couple dumb combos, and I'll explain a little bit later. Then, of course, we have the three volcanic scatter shots. Whenever this is sent to the graveyard, your opponent takes 500. Anything. Normal summon, link it off. Cool. 500. Bam. Easy as that. Then, of course, we have the three volcanic troopers. MVP of the deck, in my personal opinion. He is so good. When he is normal or special, you could go take a volcanic card from your deck and add it into your hand. That's fantastic. Lets you get one of your Blaze Accelerators because there's Volcanic Blaze Accelerator now. And then he does have a secondary effect. You can discard one card in your hand and you give your opponent a bomb token. It has 1,000 attack, 1,000 defense, and when it dies, your opponent takes an extra 500 damage. It's fantastic. And then, of course, we have our two volcanic rockets. Another way to get into a Blaze Accelerator card, just really nice option. I'm actually running two volcanic emperors. One is fantastic. Two is great in my opinion. Even if your opponent doesn't get rid of one, there's a trap that's in this deck that lets you special summon this one from the deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. And then every time your opponent special summons, they take 500 from one. So if you have two on the field, they'll take 1,000 from every special summon. And then when it's special summoned the proper way, you get to go take a volcanic trap from your deck and add it into your hand. The proper way to summon this is to either banish three volcanics from on the field or in the graveyard, or you can banish a face-up Blaze Accelerator in your spell and trap card zone, or one in your graveyard. When it is special summoned this way, you can inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each volcanic card that's banished. That's fantastic. A lot of the time, you're gonna have four banished volcanics by this point, and you're gonna inflict 2k when this comes out on the board from special summoning itself. Did I mention it also special summons itself from the graveyard? It's from hand or graveyard. That's freaking awesome. Then we have our three Ash Blossoms. Of course, this is kind of a. I kind of want to swap these out for Drolls, but in this deck, I'm able to actually search them. Like if I have a good enough starting hand, because Hita, the Fire Channeler, can go find them for me. Fantastic. Like, oh, ditch a scatter shot. Go get. Oh, I guess it can't be a scatter shot because this is 0. Actually, I guess I can't search anything out with this. Never mind. I might just swap these out for Droll. Stay tuned. I'll update you on that. Then we do have the Awakened Inari. This is awesome because I can just special summon it from the deck by sending a Spellcaster and a Pyro from the field to the graveyard to special summon it. When it is special summoned, I can target a creature my opponent controls and then inflict damage to them equal to its attack. So if they have a bomb token, they're taking 1,000. This is also part of the FTK that's actually in the deck. I guess it's not a true FTK. It does go to my opponent's draw phase. But then when this is sent to the graveyard, I can take one Spirit Ritual, Kaguri, I believe it is. It's the Fire Spiritual Ritual, and add it to my hand. Of course, we run two of the original Blaze Accelerators. These are awesome. You can just target card your opponent, or monster your opponent controls, and then send a creature with 500 or less attack from your hand to the graveyard, destroy that card. So scatter shots, stuff like that. Cool little combo with Blaze Accelerator and scatter shots is if scatter shot is sent via a Blaze Accelerator card, you can send the other two from your hand or deck to the graveyard to wipe all your opponent's cards. There's a tricky little trap in here that also lets you do that on your opponent's turn, or gives all their monster cards. Sorry. Three Volcanic Blaze Accelerators. These are awesome. These are really nice for the deck. They're needed almost. You can activate this card by sending one Blaze Accelerator from your deck, face of the field, or hand to the graveyard. You can then, I keep saying, it's terrible. You can special summon one Volcanic monster from your hand once per turn. And then you can also target a monster your opponent controls as face up, send a level 1 from the deck to the graveyard, destroy that creature. Really good with like Rimfire. You send Rimfire to the graveyard, pop the creature, Rimfire effect goes and gets you your Volcanic Emperor into the graveyard. One's already banished now. They're immediately taking 500. Fire Ejector. Fire Ejector is really good. I'm considering going down to 2, but we're going to try 3 for the week. You can send one Pyro monster from your deck to the graveyard. Then if it was Volcanic, you can apply one of these effects. You can either have your opponent burn for 100 times the level of the creature sent, or you can give them another bomb token. I always choose the bomb token usually. Having 2 on the field is cool because you pop one, pop the other, they've taken 1,000. 3 Pot of Extravagance. We don't use our extra deck that much. Everybody knows what this card does. Banish 6, draw 2. A Call by the Grave, Harpy's Feather Duster. These would be bonfires if we had them here in the TCG, but we don't, unfortunately. We have, for our traps, Volcanic Emission. Emission is pretty neat. You can target one of your Volcanic monsters, and your opponent either takes damage equal to half that creature's attack, or you can special summon a Volcanic from your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions, but return it to your hand at the end of the turn. This is awesome. Like I said, pop out a second Emperor. Your opponent starts special summoning. They're only getting like 3 to 4, maybe 5 special summons before they're dead. Just flat out dead. Volcanic Inferno. This is your negation of the deck. You and your opponent activates a monster effect. You can banish a Volcanic from your graveyard, negate the effect, and your opponent takes 500. That's awesome. It's free 500 damage. Then at the end of your opponent's turn, you can take up to 2 Volcanics from your banish pile, put them on the bottom of the deck, and then you just get to recycle stuff. It's awesome. Guess we'll flip this around. A Blaze Accelerator Reload. This is the cool trap card I was telling you with those scatter shots. If this is in the graveyard, you can banish it during your opponent's turn. Send a scatter shot from the deck to the graveyard. They're going to take 500. Scatter shot effect, for cost. Send the other 2 from your hand or deck or combined to the graveyard. You're going to then wipe all your opponent's monsters, and then they're going to take another 500 for each Volcanic scatter shot that was just added to the graveyard. So they'll take another 1,000. That's 1,500 damage and a creature wipe. Then for the last card of the deck, we have the Spirit Fire Art. This is the card that the NRA can go and find. You can tribute one of your Pyro monsters, and then one of your Fire monsters. Your opponent takes damage equal to its attack. This really can push for some games. Even if your opponent is just looking low and you have 2 Fire Emperors on the field now, you can be like, cool, I'm going to tribute one, and you only got 400 life points left, so yeah, summon. So it's pretty neat. On to our extra deck. Our extra deck, again, is just kind of lacking. We don't really use it in the deck, but we have a few cards that we do like to see, like Salamangreat, Almirage. Fantastic. You can just go Rimfire, link off for an Almirage. Rimfire effect. Super straightforward, really nice. It can also protect your Emperor. 1 Sunlight Wolf, special summon Emperor to the zone. Get a free fire monster from your graveyard back. It's nice for recursion. 1 Anima. This helps with the OTK. 3 IP Masqueranas. Again, just filler. Or just getting creatures off your field to activate those effects. Same thing with Phoenix, Cerberus, and then the truly useless cards of the deck. Swordbreaker, Aggregate, Divine Arsenal, and Underworld Goddess. The biggest thing is just, again, you just don't use the extra deck at all. So, or not at all, use a little bit, but you're not constantly trying to go into it. It's not a extra deck heavy deck. And then for our side deck's a little wonky. And again, this is still all work. This will probably be like a 3 or 4 week process of where I perfect this deck to where I want to get it to. So again, there'll be multiple deck lists going up. So we got 3 Cosmic Cyclones, just get rid of back row. Another reload, you'll see why in just a second. 3 Droll, I might just swap these in for the Ashes and just swap them out. I'll let you know what I did end up doing. 3 Foolish Barrels, if I think I'm going to really need that board wipe on my opponent, because then I can just get that reloader into the graveyard and just preemptively get ready to blow them up. 3 evenly matched when I'm going against those harder matches where they just set up a board and I'm just like, oh man, I can't do anything. Let's just evenly, and then have one thing to deal with now. And then 3 Nibiru, again, for the spam heavy decks. I'm looking at you, Infernobles. So that is what we're going to be basically running. I am going to do a quick shuffle up and test hand for you guys real quick. And we shall see. Again, now this is all going to be really stuck together. I'm going to give it a real good shuffle. And we will see how it goes. And of course, I'll play with my hand revealed to you guys, so that way you are able to see just a quick little combo. And then if we can get this video to 10 likes, I'll do a full in-depth combo video for you guys, where I show you all the cool things we can do with the deck and just some kind of cheeky stuff. So, all right, so we get our deck cut in half by our opponent, and let's see what we get here. So we get a Trooper, a Inari, Rimheart, Call by the Grave, and a Volcanic Shell. Fantastic hand. This is gas. All right, so watch what we're going to do. Trooper effect. Effective Trooper, I'm going to get a Volcanic card from my deck. Even if my opponent ashes, I'm going to go, cool, Call by. And of course, that's just assuming. The same thing with if it happens to be a Droll. We're very okay with that. Oh, there it is right there. Sorry, I'm looking at my OBS screen as I'm doing this. So I'm not looking down the whole time with my eyes closed. All right, so then we are going to activate Blaze Accelerator. Blaze Accelerator is going to let me go through, or that's Volcanic Blaze Accelerator, and go find a regular Blaze Accelerator and put it in the graveyard. I could be cheeky right now, and I could put the other one into the graveyard, but I don't want to right now. I don't want to right now. We're not going for that. We're just setting up the full, like, send kind of combo thing. Cool. So now right now we're sitting really pretty. My opponent hasn't really done anything. They tried to ash me. I do need to be careful of that nib. That nib can really hurt us. Unfortunately, sometimes we just got to play into it. We just got to do it. Sometimes it sucks. It is what it is. We'll use the Volcanic Accelerator's effect to special summon our Volcanic Shell. We are then going to link off our Volcanic Shell into a Anima. Let me grab my stack over here as I cheat and add cards to my hand, you know. Relinquish Anima. Let me read Nari real quick. Cool. Nari's real nice. We're going to activate Volcanic Trooper's effect. We are going to send Rimfire to the graveyard. Rimfire effect. We are going to banish, and we are going to go ahead and get our Emperor into the graveyard. Awesome. We're already doing great, guys. We're doing fantastic. Gucci, even. So our opponent currently has a bomb token. They just have one. It's fine. It's just one. I am then going to special summon from my hand by sending these two to the graveyard for a Inari. Inari effect will target their token, and they will take 1,000. That's really good. See, we're already cooking up, guys. We're already cooking up. So right now, what we can do is we are going to banish the Blaze Accelerator to special summon our Emperor. Our opponent's gonna take 500 from our one banished volcanic. So you're sitting there thinking, man, they've only taken 1,000 points of damage. How are we supposed to get the rest of this? How indeed? How should we even get around all of this just to get our stuff back? Graveyard. So what then we do from here? We're going to take our 2 and we are going to link them off. I also did forget something since we haven't gone too far. On summon, I get to go get a trap card, or a volcanic trap card. See, you guys, I'm still learning the deck. Like I said, this is the same thing as I'm taking this to locals for some fun. We're learning the deck, and we'll just get better with time. So then we will set that link to. We will go ahead and go into a Sunlight Wolf. Remember, they've only taken 1,000 so far. That's all. That's it. Zip, zilch, nada, diddling. Since Inari was sent to the graveyard, I get to go get my Spirit Art. Where are you at? All right, blew past it. Yep, there it is. Spiritual Fire Art. So Spiritual Fire Art, I can tribute 1 fire monster and inflict damage to my opponent equal to its attack. Awesome, right? It's just so good. Then I believe Sunlight Wolf will just hang out. So then we will go to end phase. At end phase, opponent's turn, they will draw. We are going to activate a Volcanic Emission. We will special summon one from the deck. Volcanic Emperor. So still pretty good. All right. They've already taken 1,000. Now they'll take 500 every time they special summon. So this is still pretty good. We're still holding on. I may have messed up the combo a little bit. So now they'll take 500 every time they special summon. We're actually going to put it under Sunlight Wolf. Sunlight Wolf effect. We'll get that back. Oh yeah, I definitely messed up the combo. So unfortunately, we'll not get the OTK or the FTK. But this is still, they've taken 1,000. They're going to take 500 every time. And as soon as they're within that range, pop. Pop. Dead. Nothing left. All right, and that's all we got, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Throw down some comments down below. Tell me how bad I did and what way I should have played this deck with that hand. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll hopefully see you guys on Wednesday.